Welcome all. Welcome to the Happy Valley Huddle. That's right. I am your host, Mike Laro. Penn State, big today, really big today, as they beat the as they go in and they beat FIU today by a final score 34-0. They shut them out. So for me, I kind of like that. There we go. Let's get that better background there. There we go. I do not know what the hell is going on here with this border. Okay. Huh. Weird. I have no idea what the heck is going on here, but okay. We have the Steel City behind us, but I have no idea why it's doing that background. And, okay. That's really, really, really weird. Anyway, big game today. Again, by Katron Allen. Today, he was my starter game, and that Penn State defense. That Penn State defense was just nasty. I mean, nasty, 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 as they just beat the living tar out of FIU. I mean, I'm looking at the defensive statistics right here, man. Like, you're looking at it right here. They had 2 sacks on the day, but turnovers were just, both of them. Alonzo Ford with an interception, and then they got a fumble late in the game. So it's been a kind of a crazy day, though, with Penn State. I will say this. They got off to a slow start. It was like 13-0 at halftime. So by them, trying to cover this up, man, it's crazy. Hey, you know what? Talking about that. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, Drew Allard today, to me, I'm sorry. I think Drew Allard had one of his worst halves, I think, in this whole thing, this whole season so far. I mean, he looked horrible in the first half. The line didn't look like they were ready to play. They just didn't look ready. They really, truly didn't look ready. And, that kind of worries me a little bit going forward with this, because you're going to get Ohio State. You're going to get Oregon in like 3 weeks. And this game was a little too close for my comfort today. It really, truly was. It was too close for my comfort. I did not. And the game, you see 34-0. You think, wow, okay, Penn State must have been really dominating. They weren't. FIU their defense was making them work for it. It was just really it was a bad first half for Penn State. Now, I will say this, second half, totally different for me. In my opinion, the Penn State defense came out. They quickly shut down their run. Although some of their runs, FIU's runs in the second half, when the other players got in there and started to go, they were kind of able to get around that for a minute. But, they were able, their running backs, which, let me see, what the hell was the kid's name? Because I thought he was phenomenal. Kajon Owens. He got 15 carries for 78 yards in this game. Penn State, you can't do that. You cannot do that. So, like I said, for me, going into this game, it's been really, really hard to see in this game. We can take you down to the box scores, if you will. Where is it at? Yeah, let's do. Here we go. All right. Beginning first quarter, 3:54 of the first, you had literally Khalil Dinkins get a pass from Drew Allard. Ryan's Barker kick would be good, putting them up 7-0. And that would hold off until literally right before halftime, or the beginning of right before halftime. It would put up Ryan Barker would kick a 41-yard field goal, putting Penn State up at 10. It was 10-0 at half. I'm sorry. So it was 10-0 at half. Ryan Barker would get another field goal. Oh man, the controls here are crazy. But yeah, Ryan Barker would kick a 34-yard field goal with about 9:56 left to go in the third quarter, giving Penn State a 13-0 lead. And this is the big difference from last year's team to this year's team. Devontae Ross, a 42-yard pass from Drew Allard. And this is what Penn State was lacking a year ago. I love the fact, I think the more games Pena and Ross and Pena Ross and I'm trying to think of the other kid's name. Pena Ross and Karan Hudson. Pena Ross and Hudson. The more these guys play, the more I think they're going to get better as the season goes along. That pass to Ross. Ross was the speedy wideout that hit the transfer portal and came over from Troy University. And of course, Pena also, he played with Kyle McCord a year ago. He came over from Syracuse, and then Hudson came over from USC. So they're the three guys that came over, and they're paying dividends. Today, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like if you were kind of watching this and you were looking at the box scores, I don't think that where was he at? Pena should have had about 60 yards receiving today. He kind of dropped a few, and it was kind of a little uneasy for me watching this. It was very, very uneasy. But, looking back on it today, him and Hudson both had kind of a bad. They had some drops. Luke Reynolds, I thought, had a pretty good game today for the Nittany Lions. He actually had the most catches today. He had 7 receptions for 58 yards. And it just felt like whenever Allard needed to find somebody, there he was. Reynolds was right there. Between him and Dinkins, man, I think they got, nobody's going to be the next Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, it was just such a special player. He's going to be very hard to replace. But I think the production-wise, I think both Dinkins and Reynolds they utilize them, can definitely do that. Kaytron Allen today, like I said, to me, was probably the star of the game. Again, 16 carries, 144 yards rushing for Kaytron Allen. I mean, if you really put what they did today between him and him and Nick Singleton, they would have had 29 attempts for 10, 12. And I want to thank Matty B too. Matty B kind of snuck in here and kind of got everything all fixed up for me in the background. So I got to give Matty B his props and thank him. He didn't want. I was going to pop him on real quick, but he was just trying to fix what was going on here. So kudos to Big Matt for doing that. But anyway, yeah, Allen and Singleton combined for 29 rushes for, it looks like, for 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, that's a pretty productive day from your running back. I mean, and then you figure that's 2 touchdowns there, and then your quarterback throws another 2 touchdowns today. And Allard, like I said, yardage wasn't there today with him. It really, truly wasn't. And they're going to have to get better. They really, truly are going to have to get better because, they got a feisty team coming in next week. Make sure you guys tune in. I will be here right after the final whistle again next week as the Villanova Wildcats. That's right, the Battle of the Cats. Nittany Lions against the Wildcats as Villanova travels up to State College to take on those Nittany Lions. So make sure you guys tune in after that. And speaking of tuning in, holy cow, do we have a good one for you today. This will not be the only time you will see this lovely face on these airways today because guess what? I will be back later. Phillies and Marlins got a 4:10 first pitch, so they will be getting ready to kick it off soon, or kick it off. They'll be getting ready to settle in real soon. Jesus Luzardo against Sandy Alcantara. Should be a pretty good matchup today, pitching wise. So we're going to have to take a look and see about that. Let's see here. So tomorrow, debut show. That's right. Steel City Sunday. That's right. Your Pittsburgh Steelers pre and post game will be on here tomorrow. They are new to us here at It's a Wrap Sports. So all you Steeler fans out there that are looking for a place to talk Pittsburgh Steeler football, now you got it right here at Out of the Box. I'm sorry, not Out of the Box. It's a Wrap. I'm sorry, I was on Out of the Box last night. But trust me, if Paul could get somebody over there to do Pittsburgh sports, Paul would have somebody over there doing Pittsburgh sports too over at Out of the Box. So special shout out to them too for having me on for College Football Frenzy last night. Which, by the way, guys, every Friday night over at Out of the Box, make sure you go over there and check that out. That's a good program. Me and Paul started that program along with Joe Sullivan. So make sure you go over there and check them guys out. Definitely a good time. And like I said, Steel City for all you Pittsburgh Steelers fans right here on It's a Wrap Sports. So that's that. And then, hold on. That's right. After the Phillies game tomorrow, because Matty B will be doing the Phillies game. After that, you can join him at 10 p.m. for the final word. He'll be going over talking everything Philadelphia sports. So make sure you guys definitely go over and check out Matty. He'll be doing his This Day in Philly Sports History, which I find to be one of the best of parts of his show. So make sure you definitely go over there and check him out, or come over here and check him out. I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long, long day. So far for me, and it's only going to get just a little longer. So I'm sorry, I'm a little tongue-tied, but now let me get through this. Let's see. So that's Matty on Sunday. We're going to go to the next show, which would be on Wednesday, which would be my show, Props, Locks, and Parlays, along with Paul Spencer. Paul will be coming back this week to join as we look ahead to the college and looking towards the college and pros. I'm actually kind of looking to see how my picks are going to go this week. I have Vandy still yet to play, and I also have Michigan tonight as I took them also with Iowa State. So I have to check and see if the Cyclones were able to come back in that game. They were tied when I had last seen it. So, but yep, Thursday, 7 p.m. Birds Blast with Kyle Coyne at 7. They'll be breaking down last week's game, and they'll be looking forward to this week's game now as they get ready to go to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. And I'm sorry, if you watched that Chiefs team last night, they are hurting. I said it last night on the wraparound. They're already without Rashid Rice, and now the young kid from last year, Xavier Worthy, goes down with a shoulder injury. So they're really, really going to be banged up on that wide receiver front. They do still have Hollywood Brown, but so I'm pretty sure Kyle and Matty will be breaking that down for you guys. Right after them on Thursdays, it's the Attacking Third with Steve Fuentes. And hopefully Pat Bernard should be coming back from the witness protection program hopefully by the end of this week. And if that is the case, you can join him because he will be back in time for the wraparound. If he is not, I will cover for him as I've been doing for the last few weeks. Sunday, tomorrow morning, me and Al, we will be on covering, talking to everything about this Penn State game. Might have a little breakdown, trying to get some guests on for you guys to do kind of an NFC roundtable discussion. Big matchup tomorrow. If you are watching football, which I think everybody will be watching football tomorrow, and the game will be on here in the Philadelphia area. Giants and Commanders. We already see what the Cowboys look like. You know what the Eagles look like. So let's take a look at the other two teams in this division and see what's going as they go head-to-head as well. So we'll be getting into that, recapping today's Phillies game, and so much more tomorrow morning. Your Sunday mornings will never be the same. And like I said, next week we will be on here doing that. And, of course, next Sunday after the Eagles game, that's right, the birds fly by. So make sure you guys tune in for that. So I think I covered all the bases here on there, making sure we pay the bills. But Penn State, again, guys, I'm not going to keep beating the drum. It was really kind of a close game in the first half, and it kind of got away from FIU in the second half. Penn State exerted their dominance in the second half as they roll up 34-0. But now, if you take a look, this Jim Knowles defense, man, so far after 2 games, they've only given up 1 touchdown. 1 touchdown. They've given up 11 points in 2 games. That's 5.5 points a game. Now, granted, their opponents are a little. I want to see this done when Oregon's got to take that trip to come out here for the whiteout. I want to see that happen when Jim Knowles goes back to the Horseshoe. So, who knows? But I'm going to wrap this up, guys. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I didn't really get any comments, had a few watchers here and there, but hey, this show is growing, and I look forward to keep bringing this to you, and so does It's a Wrap. So, for this, I am Mike Lauro. I will see you guys all in a little while when I'm hosting the Fightins final. So Penn State wins big today, 34-0 after a slow start. So again, I will see you guys later on tonight. You have a good rest of your afternoon.